Hello and welcome. This video will attempt to give the viewer a cohesive sense of the depth and breadth of the emerging field of educational technology. We also look at the domains within educational technology. In 2008, Melinda and Janeski defined educational technology as a study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes and resources. We've chosen to use the metaphor of a team of superheroes for educational technology. We're calling this team the EdVengers. Hi, I am Ted the Theorist. I am here to walk you through the theory of educational technology. Like any good superhero story, each EdVenger has an origin story. Technology means the systematic application of scientific knowledge to practical tasks. The ancestors of technology go as far back as the first human that attempted to convey some knowledge to another human using some tool. This could have been as simple as picking up a nearby pigment or using a stick and some loose soil to draw pictures or maps. That simple activity of attempting to bring the audience along from one point of knowledge or opinion to another has come a long way over the millennia. From quill and ink to chalk on slate to the era of projected images, educational technology grew up from relatively pedestrian roots, but it was the development of the personal computer that really imbued each EdVenger with superpowers.
As Donnie the designer, I will show you how we design educational technology.
Training for each member before joining the team was rigorous. Each member had to learn a lot, not only the details of their own powers and the trials of those that had similar powers before, but how and when to use them, or where those powers could be used most effectively and how to use their powers together for the greatest effect. Each team member continues to this day to analyze each encounter they undergo in order to learn from it and apply it to future encounters. The team is constantly developing new methods and recruiting new members to make it more effective. When first formed, each team member committed his or herself to the following Hippocratic oath. I shall do nothing to impair learning, performance, and instruction. I should do what I can to improve learning, performance, and instruction. My actions shall be based on evidence that I or others have gathered and analyzed. I will share the principles of learning, performance, and instruction that I have learned with others. And lastly, I will respect the individual's rights of all those with whom I interact. Each member takes this very seriously and is held to the highest standard. It can be tempting to use their powers for convenience and mundane tasks. Each hero commits equally to the individual by protecting access, health, and safety to society by remaining truthful and equitable, and to their profession by continually honing their craft and giving credit where credit is due. The EdVengers had a big job on their hands when they first started, as they struggled to apply all the new knowledge that was pouring in from fields like communication, psychology, sociology, and philosophy. Early EdVenger footage shows some of the troubles they had trying to apply behaviorism. These early challenges laid the groundwork for subsequent methods to be tried. With the advent of constructivist and cognitivist methods, the team began having a bit more success. These new tools really shifted the focus from our heroes having to do all the work to them being able to assess the situation and facilitate a positive outcome. Often the team came to recognize that those in peril often arrived at that state for many different reasons. But by using all their powers to the most effect, they could prevent recurrence of the same problems. The role of a hero is to protect the weak, raise them up, and inspire action. The role of EdVengers, facilitate learning, and improve performance. Just as the mantle of a hero may be passed on and a new hero arises in his stead, EdTech is constantly being re-evaluated, re-envisioned. That's part of the very nature of the field.
It's a bird! It's a plane! It's me, even the evaluator! My main job is to understand the nature of educational technology. My superpower is the close inspection of the nature, utilization, and use of educational technology. This allows me to be able to course correct the use and utilization of technology before, during, and after it is implemented. I use data to help understand how educational technology is performing in the hands of our learners. All of this evaluation allows me to create better learning outcomes for everyone. However, I cannot do my job without my trusty sidekicks, formative evaluation and summative evaluation. With the aid of my trusty sidekicks, I can understand how educational technology can shape the future. No EdVentures team would be complete without them. This is formative evaluation. This trusty sidekick also responds to the name internal evaluation. Formative evaluation superpowers allow them to judge the effectiveness of educational technology while the program is forming, while the educational technology process is happening. Formative evaluation monitors the goals, objectives, and rollout of the instruction. This allows formative assessment to be able to redefine and change the use and goals of technology as they are being used. With their help, greater performance can be achieved. This is summative evaluation, also known as the external evaluator. Their job is to judge the program of educational technology at the summation of the curricula. Summative evaluation is an expert at judging if the goals that were set out in the beginning and during the rollout of the technology curricula were met. Their job can be very tricky. This is because summative evaluation needs to have a deliberate process to make sure that data is informing future instruction. Without me and my sidekicks, the EdVentures would be missing a major way to understand how educational technology is affecting the future. With that in mind, let's give 3 cheers for Eva the Evaluator!
Who is faster than a speeding bullet? Who can leave a building in a single bound? Who can oversee the rollout of new educational technology? It's Melpomene. My goal as a leader of the EdVentures is to bring people, technology, and resources together to create an effective and unified vision. It is not often easy to manage so many moving parts to guide technology so that it is integrated into educational systems, but I am the man for the job. As a leader of the EdVentures, it is hard to coordinate everyone to create a cohesive team. The main job of management is to manage people and resources to ensure effective educational technology. This starts with overseeing the creation of a new piece of technology or a new system. It ends with the management of a system inside of the organization. With proper management, I can create better systems, make effective use of resources, and better learning outcomes. A big aspect of my work is to understand the larger picture of the system that is being put in place or currently operational. By having a view of each person's task, management can delegate technological resources to members that can best use them. This allows the necessary resource to reach the proper members of the team. Finally, I cannot simply rest on my laurels. I need to make sure that I'm always on top of this constantly evolving field. I need to facilitate the change and implementation of new technologies that are constantly being introduced. As management, I need to understand what would work inside of our institution and what might not be effective for our program. So let's have the EdVentures be the best educational technology team possible. While being led by me, they always have the best possible chance to succeed in their educational outcomes.
From print to audiovisual aids to computer-based and integrated technologies, all of those encompass me. Development man. As part of the EdVentures, I help with the learning by providing products that aid in the learning. I'm the development of all types of technologies that go through an evaluation and revision process to meet the instructional goals and analysis. Examples of development products include instructional manuals, job aids, web-based instruction, instructor guides, or any combination of. I have 4 trusty sidekicks: print technology, audiovisual, computer-based and integrated technologies. These sidekicks go through evaluation and revisions in the development phase. Constant revision provides a greater product delivered to the learner. Here's my trusty sidekick, print technology. Print technology includes written words, visuals, or a combination of both. Some examples of print technologies are manuals and performance job aids. Print technology excludes any interactivity materials such as smartboards or interactive TVs or graphics. This is also called low-tech. Here comes audio-visual, another one of my sidekicks. This sidekick helps me with the delivery of both audio and visual messages at the same time. This sidekick delivers this in many flavors: motion picture, films, audio tapes, DVD, VHS, slides, podcasts, YouTube videos. Like print technology, this sidekick tries to stay away from interactivity. This sidekick includes interactivity, computer-based technology. This sidekick deals with gaming and simulation and may include drill and practice or tutorials. One advantage of the sidekick is that it allows learners to learn from just almost anywhere with an internet connection. And when you combine any three of the above, you get this sidekick. Integrated technology. This is the most useful when computer-based technology is the basis for the learner to connect to the learning. This sidekick is fond of web-based instruction, multimedia presentations. This sidekick is very powerful as it is the most flexible and employs behavioral, cognitive, and constructivist learning principles.
How do people know which resources work best for the learning environment? They choose me, Haley the Utilizer. I specialize in utilization of appropriate and effective media assets during both the design and delivery phases to convey the instructional message. After I've been summoned to do the work, the designer must also make sure that the chosen media is working properly. In my daily hero work, I ensure that during the analysis phase, learner characteristics, environmental issues, along with learning outcomes and selected instructional strategies are used to identify media specifications. These specifications are then used to plan for the delivery of instruction. While designers use me to help with this process, they must be aware of the diffusion of innovation. There are 5 attributes of this utility belt: awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, and adoption. And like any other utility belt, the designer falls into different levels of utilization: innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, and laggards.
With learning theories as the glue, design as the instructional process, management as the overseer, evaluation as the refinement, development as the history media, and utilization as the hands-on process, we are your adventurous team for educational technology. Go team!